Right, I got the genius idea to do a tier list of the United squad. What keep, bench, loan, sell. I also have a buy option there, which is something I'll talk about towards the end of the video, because I'm gonna have to add images in, and I'm lazy. As I said, this channel is minimal effort, minimal results. So let's get through my unhinged opinions on this absolute shit show of a squad. This one I made, I didn't make it, sorry, but this one that I found, I don't know who made it. It doesn't have like a user that made it or anything like that, so I can't really credit anyone. But it's one of the best ones I've seen. What I had to look at. So we'll get started with the ones that are out on loan currently first, because they're grayed out. It's a bit easier to work with, and then we'll go to the keepers and then wherever else. First one that's on loan, Alvaro Fernandez at left back. Where is he at? He's at Granada, I believe, and I'd absolutely keep him, but I put him on the bench. But I think he's possibly our starting left back in the future if he develops correctly. Now that's a bit of a stretch, I think, but he's definitely a decent backup, and he also has nice long hair. No bias for me anyway. Next up, Brandon Williams. He was on loan at Ipswich, and I'm open to selling him to Ipswich. Of course, any other club wants to come in and buy him, sure, go on. But I suggested Ipswich because he's already on there and he done quite well. So yeah, it's better than his Norwich loan spell. So you might as well just stay in Ipswich, get Premier League experience. You're already working under Kieran McKenna. That I'm pretty sure he's worked with him before. I'm pretty sure he's managed for that in the, what was it, under 18s, was it? I believe. No, I could have some, my facts could be completely false, but look. Daniel Gore, where is he on? It's not Wigan. I'm pretty sure it's a League One side, but I'd send him back out on loan. Possibly try get to a Championship club, or that sort of level of club. Doesn't have to be in the UK. It could be Spain, preferably Spain. I think, because I think foreign experience for any player, doesn't matter what country you're from, you go to a different country, I think it's very good at developing yourself personally. And he can also develop himself professionally when he's at it. Of course, as I said, uneducated, of course. I have to put uneducated in the title, so I can have an excuse for me being absolutely stupid and having zero facts. Van de Beek, I like Van de Beek, but it pains me to say it. He's going to have to go. I like him, but it's just not worked out, and I feel like, it's just been against him from the start. So unfortunately, he's going to have to go. Next up, Pelistri. I'm not sure if he's going to make it, but I'd say try him on loan one more time, and if he puts up good numbers, okay, bring him back and have him as like a bench player, rotation. And if it doesn't work, then just get rid as soon as you can. But we'll give him another season just to see if he can develop, because what is he, 22 now? So he'll be going 23. And if that doesn't work, well, as you said, get rid. Hannibal Mejri. Now, I think he has the buy option in his contract. Now, I don't think Sevilla are going to buy him, but I'd get rid of him anyway. I don't think that's an obligation to buy from Sevilla. If it is, he's in to sell anyway. So if I got that wrong, it doesn't really matter. But if it's not, then I would sell him. I'd push him out. I'm not exactly sure if this guy is good enough or not. Jadon Sancho, you keep and you start him. I don't know why this club allowed him to go on loan. I don't know why they sided with Ten Hag. Ten Hag is useless. Jadon Sancho is the best player at Manchester United. And the worst thing is he's not even playing for the club. He's playing for fucking Dortmund. He should be absolutely starting for this team. He's one of the first names on the team sheet, or at least he should be, but with Ten Hag, he just has to pick fights with everyone. So unfortunately, he's been sent out on loan, and if he leaves, I'm not going to be happy. You need to keep Jadon Sancho, absolutely. Mason Greenwood, this is controversial, but I'd put him on the bench. I'd bring him back. That saves you having to spend money on an attacker, and also he is good. He's a good player. Does some dodgy things in his own time, allegedly. I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not. But man, if he didn't do that, he'd be an incredible player because he was very good under Solskjaer. But I'd still have Hoyland starting and just have Greenwood on the bench. Right, that is all the loan players done. Right, and that is the loan players done. So what do we have? 7, 8 players on loan. Okay, right. Well, I thought there was more. Maybe there is. Right, so that's the 8 players that are on loan done, and I'm keeping 3 of them, loaning 2 out. So say keeping 5, loaning 2 out, and then selling 3 of them. 1 reluctantly, but look. Right, goalkeepers are next. So we'll start off with Tom Heaton. He's bench, but he's not going to play at all, is he? Unless there's an injury crisis. So, I say bench. Now, of course, this is what I'd ideally do. This isn't what I think the club's going to do. If I was going to do it differently for what I think the club's going to do, actually, I could do that video as well. But, I think they're going to keep him. But in there again, bench. I'd like him to play more. He's played, 1 game this season since he's arrived? And the manager did him dirty by, begging for Onana to stay and all that stupid shit. This Ten Hag's a disgrace. I think by India should have started more, especially when the next guy, Onana, had such a bad season. And I didn't want him. I was happy with De Gea. And then they got him. Even Kovar would have been better. Henderson, I don't really know. I think he's all right. Well, even you had Kovar, why not keep him? If you're gonna get by in there and just keep him on the bench, you might as well just keep Kovar. You sold him for 5 million and you bought in there for 15 to play 1 game. Kovar could have done that. I just don't understand this club, man. I was against fucking Newport. What was they? Where were they in the league? 16th in League 2 when we were playing them. I don't know where they finished. In fact, I want to find out where they finished. They finished 18th in the league. Oh, they lost the last fight. Oh my god! Kovar could have played that. He could have easily played that. I don't know why. I just don't understand this club. I really don't understand. There's no direction with it, especially with the goalkeeping department. I feel bad for the guy. He should be playing. He's good enough to play. Is he good enough to start every single match? I don't know. I don't have the answer for you because we don't see him play. Well, we know for a fact that Onana is definitely not good enough to start every single match. Howler's in him all the time. Get rid. Right, goalkeepers are done. Now it's kind of like a free-for-all for any position. I'll try to do fullbacks. I'll see. I might miss a couple. Wan-Bissaka, as far as I'm aware, there's rumours that he said that he's going to leave. At the moment, he's a starter. I'd preferably keep him. I'd like to keep him. But I feel like he's going to go. And that means that we're going to have to invest in a lot of players. But if this is not what I think is going to happen, this is what I want to happen, so I'm going to keep him on the bench. Diogo Dalot starts. Yeah, he's massively improved. I think he's one of the only players in the squad that's actually improved under Ten Hag. I'll give him that. I'll give him the credit there. And I'll absolutely start him. He keeps Wan-Bissaka out of the team when we have left backs available. Luke Shaw, I'd start him when he's fit. But that's when he's fit. The team play better with him in it, but he's never there. He's always injured. That's a problem, especially this season. It's been a disgrace this season. I don't know how he got into the England team, but I suppose because there's a lack of left backs. But even then, it's just adapt your way of playing. And include the players that have performed this season, not just based on what fucking position they're in. The guy's been out injured all season. I'm glad he's going because he's a good player. He deserves it in terms of his quality. But he hasn't played. He's been injured. I don't really care about England. How they perform in the Euros. In fact, I don't. As you saw with my predictions, if I have them released, I don't think they're going to win it. I think what was the semi-finals? I think they were going to get knocked out. Well, just adapt the way you play to fit in your better players, especially the ones that are fit. He's not fit. He's getting back to fitness. He probably will be fit for the tournament, but he hasn't shown anything this season because he hasn't played. But again, he is better. He does make not any side, but he makes this Manchester United side better when he plays, so I had to keep him. Malacia, it's kind of like Bayindir. We haven't really seen him play that much now. We've seen him more than Bayindir. But again, he's been injured all season. If he's injured like all of next season as well, then get rid, tear up the contract, burn it or whatever, and just let him go back to Feyenoord. But I like the little bit that I've seen, and I think he always has a happy head in him, and I don't think he'd mind being on the bench. But now you've got Luke Shaw, Fernandez, and Malacia that can all rotate at left back. And then, of course, you have Dalot and Wan-Bissaka that could also play there if it's absolutely desperate, like it has been this season. And that apparently is all the fullbacks. We're missing Ethan Laird. Yeah, we're missing Laird, which is interesting. Right, well, I'm gonna go over Ethan Laird anyway. If they get rid of Wan-Bissaka, you have Ethan Laird on the bench. If you keep Wan-Bissaka, then loan out Ethan Laird again until like you sell one of them, or he just performs that well that he has to be in the squad. That's what I do with Ethan Laird anyway. Next up is the centre backs. Harry Maguire, sell, not good enough, never was, never should be. Johnny Evans, bench if he wants to. His contract is up. He wasn't supposed to be a player. He's supposed to be a coach. If he wants to, I just say it to him. I'd ask Mr. Evans, do you want to play or not? Literally, it's up to you. It's up to you. If you want to sign, a player coach contract again, then go for it. If not, you can be a coach as well, because he's one of those shining lights this season. And it's disgusting the way a 36-year-old defender is one of the better parts of this team. He shouldn't be anywhere near the team, but the team's been that bad that he's actually been one of the better players. And you know what? I'm actually happy for him. I'm genuinely happy for him. He definitely he deserves a contract, whether it's being as a coach or as a player, or both. He deserves it anyway. He's been excellent this season. Lisandro Martinez, I'd start him because he's very good when he starts, but again, same as Luke Shaw, man's always injured. And I think it's also been mismanagement from Ten Hag. Because Martinez, he's good, but he was rushed back from that injury, and he ended up getting another knock when he shouldn't have played for at least a game or two more, I think. But yeah, that's a shame. Rafa Varane, if I had it my way, he'd be starting. But he's already announced that he's leaving, so unfortunately he's going to have to go on the sell, and I really, really don't want him to go. But again, Ten Hag's just caused absolute mayhem that, some of our best players are leaving. And just a note about the Wan-Bissaka thing, I'm not sure if that's official, if that's an official statement from Wan-Bissaka, or if it's just media bullshit just to, stir the pot. So that's why I've gone with my own instincts here rather than what I've heard. Victor Lindelof, I'd sell. He's not good enough. If you can sell him, go for it. Absolutely. Wiley Kumbwala, oh shit, that's starting. I'd bench him. So I think he's decent. I think he got done dirty in that Bournemouth game. Absolutely, of course he did. But he wasn't at fault for the loss. It's just unlucky what happened. It was brilliant play from an informed striker, one of the most informed strikers in the league, and he got absolutely done by him in Dominic Solanke. So I don't feel, like that he needs to go or he needs to be sent on loan. I think he's fine being a bench player because I actually see quite a player with him. I think he's going to be a decent, at least a backup defender. He might be like starting for the lower sides eventually, but I'd like to just keep an eye on him so far. And apparently that's all of our centre backs. Really? God, we're so short on centre backs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right then, midfielders, and this is where it's going to get fun. Casemiro, get rid. He's not been good enough, and I don't think he wants to play here anymore. I don't blame him. I don't blame any of these players not want to play under Ten Hag. He's just terrible at pretty much everything that he's doing. Well, Casemiro, look, I'll give you your wish, and you can leave. Although it's just a shame that it just hasn't worked out as everyone wanted. Next up, Christian Eriksen, again, leave. Just not good enough anymore. I don't know why we decided to go for him in the first place after his unfortunate incident against Finland. I would have just left him as it was. I would have found someone else, but I suppose a free transfer, I guess it's somewhat okay, but this season he's just been terrible. Last season he was okay. This season he's just been rotten, unfortunately. Bruno Fernandes starts, of course. He's just been the best player that's at the team. Yeah, he's been the best player of the season. That got announced earlier today. Absolutely has to start. Again, there's rumours that he's leaving after the FA Cup. Again, I haven't seen anything concrete, so I'm going to go off what I think. Scott McTominay, typically I'd sell. I would typically sell him, but I'm going to keep him on the bench because this rebuild, I think, you can't just get rid of everyone at once. We don't have the means to be able to rebuild a squad with that many players. We're just going to turn into a Chelsea, which is, I suppose, turn into Chelsea's fine. You know, they actually got European football, unlike United. I finished 3 places above us. But I'd keep him for now. He can go next summer, once we have this rebuild, another rebuild going. Mason Mount sell, waste of a signing. I don't know why we signed him. There was no need for him to sign. We needed players in a different type of player. Yeah, you want to go for a midfielder? Fine. Go for a different type of midfielder. We don't need a Mason Mount. We already had a Fernandes who rarely gets injured except under this manager. Finally missed a game through injury. Get rid, man. Terrible sign. Kobe Mainu starts. Unfortunately, we're relying on an 18-year-old player in midfield. I just don't understand this team. It's not really his team. It's more the club in general. It's just been terrible. I'd keep. I know he's on loan, but I'd keep him now. Last season, I also would have kept Sabitzer, but you know this manager is great at everything that he does, so he got rid of him. I would have absolutely kept Sabitzer, and this time I'm going to say I would have kept Amrabat. I don't think he's gonna be kept, and I don't think he wants to stay. And I don't think Florentino wanted to be in this cesspit any longer. He's a defensive midfielder, he's a 6, so you play him at left back and the bench. Even when we had the injury crisis with Casemiro going into defence, play Amrabat in midfield then. Or swap them around and put Casemiro in his normal position and have Amrabat behind him. Amrabat's better than quite a few of these players. He's better than McTominay, absolutely. I know they're different kind of players, but still, in terms of that midfield slot, McTominay was operating in that pivot for a large majority of this season. Put Amrabat in. Left back, we had left backs available when Amrabat was playing there. Like Reguilon, remember him? He was at loan here for the first half of the season before he went to Brentford. Play your left backs in their position and play your midfielders in their fucking position. I don't understand this club, man. Shola Shurtiri, I fucked up that name, I apologise. Go on loan. I don't think you're going to be getting anywhere near. Actually, maybe I'm being a bit harsh on him. He might get near this team based on the state of it. But yeah, look, I recommend you go on loan. Amari Forson, again, loan. He got a chance against, who was it that he played against? I think it might have been Fulham. I can't quite remember the team, but he got given a chance and he didn't take it. He was terrified of the ball every time I saw him in that match. I can't remember what game it was, but yeah, I'd send him out on loan. Anthony, sell, useless, absolutely useless. Martial, oh, he's an attacker. Just add to smart. We'll do them all at once. Martial's already leaving, so he can go. Garnacho, bench. I don't know what the overhyping of this guy is. He's okay, but he shouldn't be starting games for Man United. He's not good enough to start. He's good enough in this team to be on the bench, but that's it. He should not be starting games unless he's rotating the squad. Unless the manager rotates the squad and decides to give someone like, let's say for example, Ahmed a rest, then Garnacho would start. But it's only on rotation, or at least it should be. And speaking of Ahmed, you start. One of our better wingers at the club. He's one of the better wingers, and you took him out loan, or off from loan on Sunderland, or at least at the loan expired, and then you don't play him. Again, fantastic management from Ten Hag. This guy is a clown, and I don't understand why people defend him so much. I just don't understand it. Hoyland, for a reason I explained with Mason Greenwood, Hoyland starts. I think he didn't get much service this season. Now, he had some service that he got. I really do think he should have been finishing it. But, you know, I'd be willing to give him another shot. But, again, I still think we need an actual proven striker to come in. Even one that's over the hill. At least then we have more competition up there. And also we've had a serious lack of strikers at the club for quite a while now. I think you need competition for places, so you'd have Greenwood, Hoyland, and then another striker. Someone just to even get Feghorst back, you know, and they don't really score, him and Hoyland, but you know, at least there's a bit of competition there. Like, you can change them out anyway. Something, we need more competition for places. And then finally, Rashford. I don't know what to do with Rashford. He was absolutely useless all season, and based off this season, I'd sell him. Based off the past, he starts, and I don't think he's happy to sit on the bench. So it's either you start him or you sell him. And I already have Jadon Sancho and Ahmad starting for this team. So where does Rashford fit in? Striker? No, Hoyland's playing. Do you change the formation? You could. You could have Rashford and Hoyland starting with Ahmad and Jadon Sancho behind them. But does that really work? Because then where's Bruno Fernandes? Is he going to sit deeper with Kobe Mainu? Might be a good idea, actually, to sit him there with Shaw and Delo on the other side, and then you have Martinez in defence, plus whatever centre-back and goalkeeper you have. I like the idea of that 4-2-2, the one that we saw against, what was it, Brighton? I like the idea of that. I think it's a good idea to experiment. I just don't know where Rashford fits in with that, because again, as I said, I'd like to see another striker come in, unless you have Ahmad be that bench player, which you could. What I'm going to do is going to have him in the sell option, as if we get offers for him, I think we should take them. If we don't, he is an asset when he wants to be. So where does my tier list leave us? Well, I feel like we need 6 positions. I feel like we need a striker, we need a goalkeeper, we need 2 centre backs, and we need another 2 midfielders. I think we're okay for wide players. Now it's to kind of try to decide who do we need. There's a rumour out there that we've got 35 million as a budget. So now it's we have to decide how much money we're going to make off these players. Brandon Williams, I think we'd be lucky to get 5 mil for, based on how United sell. We're not very good at selling. And Ipswich, I'm not sure if they'd be willing to spend too much on him. So I'm just going to ballpark it and say 5 million for him. Van de Beek, who's going to buy him? I'd say probably 2 million for him. Hannibal, I'm going to look up this Sophia one, because I'm curious to see if that is an actual obligation to buy or not. So it's 20 million option. Now you buy him for 5. You potentially sell him for 20, which is great. I'm looking at his stats here. 6 matches played. No goals, no assists, 2 yellow cards. I don't think they take that option. I don't think they buy him for 20 mil. So I think if we were to sell him, I'd say be lucky to get your money back for him. So say 5 mil. Again, so what are we on, 12 million so far from 3 players that were out on loan? Andre Onana, well, he's definitely, you're not making 50 mil on him. I don't even think you're making 30. 20 at a push. I'd say if you were to sell him, again, this is typical class of United right here. I think you probably get 15 for him, which is shocking. Harry Maguire. The problem with Maguire is his ridiculous amount of wages. You're not going to get 80 mil for him. You're not going to get 60. You're not going to get 40. I think you get 20. And that's at a push. Again, this is another one where it feels like it's another, like, around 15 ballpark. This club is woefully run. Rafael Varane, he's gone. Doesn't matter. He's leaving on a free, so we ignore him. Lindelof. I'm not sure if you get anything for Lindelof. Again, this is another scenario where I just don't think we make that much money. I'll give it 3 million, I think. I think you'll get more for Lindelof than you do for Van de Beek. Maybe back to Benfica, potentially. But I don't know. Again, he's another one that's just... Oh, he was bought to be a starting centre-back under Mourinho. A ball-playing defender. Oh, it's just been a disaster. Casemiro. Rumours of the Saudi League coming for him. What did we spend? 70 mil on him? Could you get 20? 20 would be nice. I mean, he's still a good player. He's just not really settling at the moment with his club. And it's unfortunate because he showed glimpses of what he could do last season. He was quite good for a good period. And then after Anthony got him sent off against... Was it Southampton? I don't think it was. Southampton rings a bell. But whatever game he got sent off, when he came back, he just wasn't the same player. It's like something happened. Something happened. Probably Ten Hag giving out to him as usual. Eriksen. Do we get anything for Eriksen? I don't think so. I think we get nothing for Eriksen. I don't even know if his contract's expired or not, but I don't think we get nothing for him. Mason Mount, 65 million. He was bought for 65 million. And I have him going for 15. And these are all optimistic, by the way. All these numbers that I'm pulling out of my arsehole. They're all optimistic. Anthony Martial, you get nothing for. Anthony. Jesus Christ. What was it? 89 million? 90 million? I'm tired just thinking, trying to see like how much I can make off him. This isn't FIFA, unfortunately. If you play him as a backup left back, okay, fine. Maybe we can look to him. Get Alvarez back out on loan. Put Anthony as a left back. But he's too moody. He's got an ego. For what? What has he done other than get Casemiro sent off and spin around the place? And cry against Newport. I think the only way to get rid of Anthony is if you loan him out with an obligation to buy, but you pay like the entire wages on him. Because you got to get rid of the cunt. I think 10 mil is not great, but I think it's the best we're gonna get. And then Marcus Rashford. How much do you get for Marcus Rashford? What were PSG in the ballpark of paying? I'd like 60 for him. But I'm not sure if we get that. In fact, I'm not even sure if he's going to go or not. I don't think he will. I just have him there just for the option. Saying open to offers. But I don't think he's going to go. So I'm not going to give him a value. But if I got 60 for him, I'd be delighted. So let's add up what I think the players will sell for. Alright. So after my calculations, I've come up with 90 million, which is one Anthony. And how many players we got rid of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, excluding Rashford, because I don't think he'll go. 12 players, and you get 90 mil for them. Now, I know 2 are leaving on a free, and I didn't think that we get anything for Eriksen, which is a shame. I don't know. So what? Our budget is 125 million. Who do you buy? We're going to be overpriced out of everything. You know, it is United after all, and we have 6 players to try and get in. We're going to have to be smart with our signings. Right, hear me out on this one, right? Right, I've been using Transfermarkt to come up with some signings for United, and I think if Transfermarkt has its evaluation of these players correct and United don't get the United tax on it, this could actually be very, very good business that we're doing. I'm just taking the direct transfer value off Transfermarkt, so if it ends up, you know, if you don't agree with it, well, that's where I'm getting it from. Right, goalkeeper. This is just classic LeetardPlays move here. I'd beg David De Gea to come back. He's still a free agent. I'd beg him to come back. Absolutely beg. Get on my fucking knees for this guy to come back. You know what you get with this guy? Yeah, it's... I don't know why we let him go. I didn't want him to go. I thought he was fine. Especially when you saw who his replacement was going to be. Anyway, De Gea. nothing. It's going to cost you no transfer fee. Now, of course, there is going to be like a. If he was to come back, you'd have a massive signing bonus because he won't be happy with what happened, and then obviously his wages and all that. But in terms of an actual transfer fee, it'll cost you nothing. The next one, who's apparently out of contract, is Mario Hermoso from Atletico Madrid. 28 years old, centre back. Again, would cost you no transfer fee, just a loyalty bonus and all that shit. I don't know why you get a loyalty bonus on your contract signing, but look, yeah, that would cost you nothing, and I think he'd be very good because we are looking for someone to slot beside Lisandro Martinez, and I think both speaking Spanish. It could be helpful, especially with the hair there. That's a trio that speaks Spanish. I'd go with Mario Hermoso to start. Although, with that, the next player here would also, be a rotation between Hermoso and Jean-Claire Todibo. Now, the reason why I'm picking him is that we've been linked with him. So, apparently the quote that I saw... Now, where did I see that? It was 60 mil was the quote from Nice. Transfermarkt has it as 35, so I'm going to go with what Transfermarkt has, and that's the base budget gone. Now, of course, we have sold players in this scenario, so we can get in more. So, Todibo would be rotating with Hermoso as that right side centre back pair, with Lisandro Martinez and Wiley Kumbwala going to be going for the other side. Now, I'm not one of these people that cares with left foot on the left side and a right foot and player on the right side. I don't give a fuck. It's a football. You should be able to play with both feet. And if you can't, deal with it. Adapt. That's my mindset when it comes to it. Of course, ask a player what the preference is. For example, Martinez, I'm pretty sure prefers playing on the left side. So play him there unless, we're in a scenario where, you have to play on the right, which hopefully he doesn't have to. But, again, that's my point is, be able to adapt. Luke Shaw could do it. He could fill in a centre-back. Just saying, it's possible. The next one we've also been linked with is Adrien Rabiot from Juve. Again, another free agent, out of contract. Cost you nothing as a transfer fee. Of course, will cost you a bit otherwise for bonuses and all that. Well, again, that brings us up to 4 players added and 35 million spent. Now, it's in euro as well, not pounds. Do I want Rabiot? No. Do I think we're going to get Rabiot? I do, actually. I actually think we're going to get Rabiot. I don't want them, but I think we're going to get him, so we'll go with that scenario. I guess if you're trying to be cheap about it, I'd rather Marcel Sabitzer, but I don't think we're going to get him, unfortunately. The next one, and it's a bit strange to me, but Guido Rodriguez from Real Betis. Might as well. You might as well give it a shot. He's 30 years old, but just give him a shot. Like, he's going to be a bench player. I'm sure he knows that. A constant rotation, I think, in that midfield area for a good bit. So I think you might as well just give it a shot. He's free. Give it a go. You don't know what will happen with him. I don't know what will happen with him. I don't really know the player, to be quite honest with you, but it's just someone that I saw that was free, and I thought, well, it has to be better than Casemiro this season. I don't know. I wanted Premier League experience, but realistically, the only player on this list that has a positive pedigree in the Prem is David De Gea. The next one, the final option, the striker, is kind of a mixed bag. It'll cost you 20 million according to Transfermarkt. From Atletico Madrid, yes, you know who I'm talking about. It's Alvaro Morata. What was it, 2015 we were linked to this guy? We were supposed to get him. We didn't. Went to Chelsea instead and was woeful. As I said, I'd like an older player because we already have Greenwood and Højlund that are quite young. Morata is 31 going on 32. Give him a shot. He's not being brought in to start every single game, but he's brought in as a different option. Greenwood is like a silky winger that plays striker sometimes, or at least he did for a while at United. Højlund is he tries to be a hold-up player, but he's not really that. He's just not that. I don't really know what he is. I mean, he's able to run with the ball, I guess, kind of, barely. Morata is a target man, a proper target man, not a Rasmus Højlund target man, and it's something different. Give him a shot. That's 20 million. So you spent 55 million, but you've made 125 through. Well, actually, you've made 90 through sales. with a budget of 25 or 35. So you make a profit of 45 million, which means overall, if you don't touch that budget. So just through player sales alone, you're able to buy these players. You don't need to touch that transfer fee, which means that transfer fee that you start with, that 35 mil, can go on to all the bonuses if you need to, or maybe someone in January. Save it in case like you really need someone. That's who I go with. This video was so much longer than I wanted it to be. It's supposed to be like a 10-minute video. Looking at it, I think it's probably going to be about a 40-minute one. And I have a headache, so I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for watching. A bit controversial, probably. I don't know. As I said, this channel is very interesting, shall we say. I've got some interesting opinions. And I'm shattered. I'm going to bed. Complain in the comments if you want. I don't know.